It was horrible. I hated it all. My brother's wife, who is a nurse, even told me she honestly thought I wouldn't make it. I also opted for a hysterectomy as it came to that or something more dangerous. I have only ever wanted one or none, but my husband wants a large family. I'm trying to bond with my daughter, but it's been hard. The point is that during this, while I was returning from surgery, 10 hours after I called, my husband finally responded and asked why I hadn't answered his call. However, my brother had my phone and was so angry that he said, "This is Op's brother. I'm at the hospital. She didn't make it." And turned it off. My husband rushed over and got there when I had just woken up and started chatting until the security forced him out. And then he didn't get to see our daughter until the next day because I was mostly asleep, and apparently, they needed my signature to allow him back. My sister-in-law thinks it was horribly cruel, but that he deserved it. But my brother stands by his prank and says that he only gave my husband 10 minutes of the same fear he had felt at my side for more than 10 hours. Whenever he sees my husband, he also keeps telling him that I nearly died because we waited for him. My brother used to be mostly indifferent to my husband, but now he absolutely hates him. You can see it in his face whenever my husband enters the room. And he's been visiting a lot because he doesn't trust my husband to care for me while I'm still healing. My husband is furious because my brother won't apologize, and that I won't force him to. He yelled at me when I said that the only reason my brother had my phone was because he wasn't there. I'm trying to be empathetic. I know he feels guilty. I've spoken to my therapist, and she says the apathy I'm feeling is likely general and not solely focused on him from lingering shock from the trauma. But didn't say much about the prank. My mother-in-law has been texting me to say that my family is horribly cruel for the prank and that I should stop contacting my brother, and now my husband is saying the same. I just don't know what to do. I'm not in a good headspace. It's been hard to be in the same room with my husband, and I've been sleeping in the guest room with my daughter. He brought up the paternity once, and I just exhaustedly told him to either get out of my face or go stay with his mom if he's planning on stressing me out even more. I really don't feel myself, and yes, I am taking the likelihood of postpartum depression seriously, and my therapist has suggested that it may be PTSD too. However, I just want more opinions because I just don't know. My husband rushed over and got there when I had just woken up and started chatting until the security forced him out. And then he didn't get to see our daughter, and I took the time to think of that moment before it all went down, and just how grossly betrayed, scared, and alone I felt while the contractions were hitting. I was on my knees, trying to breathe through the pain while waiting for my husband to answer my calls. I just don't think there's any return from that. I wouldn't want my daughter to think it's okay to stay with a man who destroyed her trust that way, either. I will be contacting an attorney, and I will be meeting with them in the coming weeks. We had a prenup, so it hopefully won't be too hellish, I hope. I feel like this situation became even clearer when my friend asked me if I'd still trust him as the one to sign off on my medical papers, and my reaction to that idea was visceral. I wouldn't, and I want him to get off that legality as soon as possible. In fact, there are roommates I had in college I would trust more. I would have never ignored so many calls from him consecutively unless I had told him expressly that I was unavailable at a specific time, and even then, I would not do the same thing he did. I feel good with my brother and sister-in-law here with me, especially because she is a nurse and has been there through the birth. It has really helped us bond in a way that we've never really had time to. I've also finally told my old friends about the baby, and they are alternating to come and help me out for the next little while. None of this even touched the paternity test, but I'll get it for the proceedings, I guess. So, I guess he'll get what he wanted. Anyway, I'm safe and well. My daughter is healthy and happy as a peach and pretty much an angel who is happy to sleep peacefully anywhere. She is such a blessing since everything still hurts. Just making this decision has taken an odd weight off my shoulders, and my sister-in-law has been really helping us bond. Anyway, thank you for letting me write this out. I'm not good at diaries or journals, but writing to people feels different, and it's actually brilliant for clarifying the situation. Even my therapist said that I seemed clearer and calmer.